Good morning, pregame crew. It is Friday, August 11th, 2023, 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:21 a.m. Eastern Time. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm ready to close this week super strong. How about you? Yeah, hit that like button. Thank you for all the hearts. Love you, love you. Hey, good morning, Rob. Let's get an audio-visual check. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Hey, Tom, Rob, Greg, Donald, Casey, Marvin, Trayman Dan, Hector, Card Lady, Alex, B-Hawk. Hi, Andre, Holiday, how fun. Hey, RJ, Sam, Mila. I love how you say your name. Hey, Mike, Sir Fernando. And by the way, I've met Mila and she has a beautiful accent. That's what I mean. Sir Fernando. Hey, EQ, Fat N. Hey, Tess. Tell 'em Nugget. Hey, Success. ML Delta. All right, let's go back to the top. Let's get a chart request going. I have so much typed on my notes. I have no idea how I'm going to get it covered in 30 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be one of those mornings, but we're going to rip through it. All right. Nike looks to be first. I know it's going to be some type of tightening range. I know what Success likes. Look at that. I knew it. I knew it. How funny. You so funny. Okay. On 11:30. Dang it. That was a monthly bull break, but was unable to sustain it. Hey, Decipher. I will try. I talk about gap rules a lot, and I'll try to go over that. This is just a tightening range. We popped up over it yesterday and quickly came back in, holding the daily 50 MA. Yeah, we had a red day, but I'd be leaning more bullish than bearish. It has a squeeze. I knew it. It's so funny. I know who's going to ask me about an earnings name. I know who's going to ask me about a EQ tightening range Success, because I love your charts. We have the same style. Yeah, I'd have to play this to the bullish side, but it will be tough to get through yesterday's high. I like to tell people, our students, mentoring students, to visualize the right side of the chart. That's what we're trying to do. But go through the scenarios. If you were to bounce, what are the odds that you're going to get through that 111.95 on the first swipe? Pretty low. So lower high would be anticipated, something like that. All right. Hi, Adil in South Africa. Would love to go there one day. Baidu. China names have a lot of volume in pre-market. We're sitting on the daily 50 MA. If you don't get that reference, your dad didn't like Otis Redding like mine did. Weekly high or low anticipated compared to 139.40. 139.40 is your level to play. Potential bear flag. Just keeps giving back all these gains. And I know it has headlines as well from President Biden. There's been some headlines about China, so that plays into it. 139.40 is the level you're looking to bottom fish for a weekly high or low. If that's your game, or you're looking for a bounce to short, I would look at reverse back burners to short. All right, so gap rules. So this is a perfect chart to talk about gap rules. Actually, let's talk about Baba, because it was yesterday's Queen of the Mountain trade, and I want to make sure. I need to learn how to type. So the prior day high was here, and we talked about this. This was the prior day high at 96.30. Now let's see how we open. Kids are finally in school. Your trading performance is going to go up. Actually, sorry guys. This is a pain in the you-know-what, so y'all look away. I'm sure I could hit that go-to button down here and it would be a lot faster. The 10th at 0730. Go to. Okay. So here on the 1 minute chart, I drew for y'all yesterday that I was looking for this exact type of scenario where I'm looking for a break of the high of the low bar. And I recognize that this one here, the second 1 minute candle did break above the first candle, but it wasn't a series of candle. I want to see a series of candles. So the prior day high, 96.30, bears were unable to penetrate the prior day's range here. Damn magnet. Bears were unable to penetrate the prior day's range, and that is a long signal. So inability to fill the gap on a gap up is a long signal. And you should or could have gotten $4, almost $4.70 out of that. Some of that meat on the bone, of course, not all of it, but some of it you should have been able to get. And then hopefully you stopped out when we got this pullback in the market. But that is what I mean by gap rules. Bulls and or bears' inability to fill the gap shows you that the gap is strong and you can expect a move in that direction. So a gap up, and we got to move in that direction up. Oracle. I'll get started in 2 minutes. Hey, Trey. Oracle daily inside bar. I was looking yesterday, didn't fill the gap. 109.76. We still have this gap down here, and it seems as though bears want to go fill that gap before bulls can get any resumption to the upside. Monthly could be a bull flag. It's not an ideal one, but bulls just look very lethargic down here. It looks like gap fill is possible. Let me turn on my magnet. That gap fill is wrong. Let me correct that. 109.76 is the gap. Natasha, isn't it the way it works? Like, exactly. My kids always call me right when FOMC is about to start. Okay, MW, and then I'm going to get started with the show. We got PPI in 1 minute. PPI in 1 minute. MW, renewable energy. Okay, I don't see that. Renew energy. RNW? Is that the one? Volume is pretty low on the $6 stock, so I'd be careful. Daily, you have a double top at 622, 623. You have enough room for a daily high or low on a pullback. But again, this is low volume stock. I'd be careful. All right, let's go look at ES. We have PPI in 9 seconds, and they are expecting 0.2. 0.2 is what they're anticipating, and we're looking at this 2-hour megaphone on ES. NASDAQ has a 4-hour megaphone. So let's see if this megaphone gets tested, and do we break it? Pretty volatile reaction for now. PPI came in at 0.3. PPI came in at 0.3. Thank you for that. Producer price index measured the change in price of goods sold by manufacturers, so it went up. Higher than expected reading is positive for the dollar, and it's bearish for gold, and typically bearish for the market. That means prices are going up. And we have more data at 10 a.m. Just be aware of that. All right, let's get this show on the road. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, that'd be lovely, at Chart Gal Lori. I show you this table every morning that shows that I'm looking more bearish than bullish. Overall, bears have more shorter term control. Bulls have longer term control. And where is the weekly high or low? That's the question today. Where is the freaking weekly high or low? Is it going to be set? And that's true for almost every chart we're looking at. So I'm going to show you this megaphone one more time. We're testing it right now. At this point, we're testing it. NASDAQ, 4-hour megaphone, we're testing it. Well, it's not as close as ES. So if we look at it on ES on the weekly, We're looking for a weekly higher low. Plenty of room for it. NASDAQ, weekly higher low. Plenty of room for it. RTY, looking for a weekly higher low. Plenty of room for it. YM, you get the hint. You get the picture. Where is that going to be put in? And if they can't put it in right here, right now, at the bottom of this 2-hour megaphone, may the odds forever be in their favor, because it does not look good for bulls if we cannot make a stand right here, right now, at this exact moment. I'm looking at you, bulls. I'm going to take a long against 4472 right here. And if I'm wrong by $4. And I stop out very quickly, okay? So 4471 is my stop, actually. 4471, $5 away. And what I'm looking for is this 2-hour megaphone to potentially hold. Now remember, bears are in short-term control. I'm just looking for a quick, nice risk to reward scalp. And if I'm wrong by $5. If I'm right, I'm looking for $15. Does that make sense? 1 to 3. That's what I'm looking at. And the daily, we're sitting on the 50 MA. That is super important to me. Super important. We're sitting on the daily 50 MA, that we hold it. Yesterday, it was right below us. Now we're sitting on it. You see it at 447325? 447325, we're sitting on the daily 50 MA. This is as good a time as any to put in the weekly higher low. And if I'm wrong by $5. And that's trading in a nutshell. Okay, so ES, your next support below the low of, let me go to the daily. Your next support is down at 4470. So we do have a support in this area right here. And your next one below that is 4439. All right, looks like I'm going to get stopped out at ES. Yep, stopped out. Okay, let's see what happens here. Bears are in charge. Bounces are for shorting. Bounces are for shorting until the bulls prove something. As of now, all of these 15-minute overbought conditions have been ideal short entries. And we're going to keep that mindset as long as bears stay in control. Now, if we were to reach 15,000 on NASDAQ, that would be another area where I would be looking long on 15,000 on NASDAQ, because that is a clear psychological synthetic support. And we know that bulls and bears like to respect that. So 15,000 NASDAQ would be the next area that I would look for a long scalp. Otherwise, I'm waiting for 5 and 15-minute overbought conditions for a short. I lost my chat real quick. Okay. BK, that's 4C. 4C, daily level sweet and pre-market high low by 4C. So you click on it and it just shows you the prior day high, low, close. Let me get this off, the fibs off, and you'll be able to see it. So you see this green line, red line, purple line. It just marks it for you so you don't have to mark it up. So that's the indicator I sometimes use if I don't mark up my charts. Let me hide that. Too busy. Okay. All right, NASDAQ. 15,000 is the next support. Well, actually 1506325 and then 15,000 psychological. 1506325. Okay, now we're getting a little bounce, of course. A horse, of course. Your ES chart doesn't look like that. Well, your ES chart, do you have real-time data, or are you delayed? So for me, ES is still holding this line here on the megaphone. So no harm, no foul yet. No harm, no foul. The low of this reaction, I'm deeming it 4470. That becomes the key level going forward. You don't want to see bears continue to push through that. Okay. Did I go over everything I wanted to go over on the table? Dollar. What is the dollar doing? The dollar's getting some strength right now, but this could be a megaphone. Do you see it? We have a megaphone in the other direction. We're up against resistance on the dollar. Once you start seeing megaphones, you can't unsee them. I could start this further back too, but you get the picture. There you go. So that's the dollar. So this could be a decent area for gold bulls to bounce for that weekly potential higher low. But man, they are in a do or die moment as well. Okay, oil. I wanted to go over oil real quick while I'm talking about the indices. I know you're like, what? You want to go over oil while you talk about the indices? So I'll cover oil fully right now. We have potential weekly megaphone resistance where we're getting a higher high. We'll see if we have follow through there. But I want to show you yesterday, and I covered it in the market recap video if you missed it, that yesterday's low at 11:55 my time, mountain time, that was the low in oil for the trading day yesterday at 11:55. And ES, its low of the day was at 11:55. Oil and the markets have been trading very much in tandem. I've been sharing this all week. That would have been a great clue for you yesterday if you were watching oil and the market. And it doesn't always behave like this, but it is right now, and I'm going to take advantage of it. I said I had all kinds of notes typed up for y'all. Man, do I ever. I'm just going to move them off screen right now. I don't know if I have time to even cover a third of my notes. Hang Seng was down 0.90% overnight. And DAX is currently down 0.71%. Don't forget about that European close at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Those can sometimes mark reversal periods. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to save these notes for next week. They are very much detail. Okay. Did I go over RTY? No. RTY, we're looking for a weekly higher low. We're at the 50% retrace, 1921.50. That's a recent swing low to swing high. We've retraced about 50% of that, and bulls are looking to get over the hourly EMA. If not, 1970.50, you're looking down, 1920.50. Yeah, I don't know, Natasha. Sorry about that. Okay. YM, we're looking for a weekly higher low. We just went red. We were green on YM earlier. It was holding up a little bit better than ES. We broke through this 35181. We're bouncing. 35131 would be your next support, and then 35076. So let me type this out. NQ 15,000 and YM 35,000. And ES daily 50 MA. We are at the ES 2-hour trendline support, and we are at NQ 4-hour trendline support. So all of these key levels I will be watching today. All 5 of these I will be watching to see if the market can get a proper bounce going, or are the bears going to stay in control. And if the bears are going to stay in control, I'm going to wait for bounces to short. 5 and 15 minute overbought. VIX is looking a little more spunky than it was earlier. Still not over the hourly 50 MA, and we have an hourly triple top. Bitcoin was having a little bit of a moment earlier, stronger than the markets. 15 minute has enough room for a higher low. On the 15 minute, y'all, I cannot stress how difficult this chart is. Bitcoin chart right now for me, if I were having to trade it to feed my family, it would be a very tough chart to trade. What I think is happening is that we are in a hurry up and wait moment with Bitcoin because we have the ETF decision that is due by Sunday. I'm hearing things like it may be released over this evening, overnight, or something today, or anytime this weekend. They have until Sunday to release their ETF decision on Bitcoin. And I think that it will have a strong impact as to whether we put in our weekly higher low and can we get over the daily 50 MA. Until then, I think it's sideways, choppy mess. And these hourly EMAs are your daddy. They are overhead and they are owning price. And until that changes, I would stay clear. Ethereum, hourly 50 MA, the Great Wall of Louisiana is the daddy. We're looking for an hourly high or low. It's been a long week, y'all. Dan is out on vacation and it's just been a lot of work. A whole lot of work, but I love it. I wouldn't change it for a thing. Support at 1843 on Ethereum and 1841. Andre, that's true. Yeah, your futures would be delayed if you don't pay for the real-time data. All right, gold. And I really mean it. All right, gold. You're at the weekly 50 and 200 MA. You're at weekly support of 1940. This put up or shut up time for gold bulls as well. And the reason I'm a bull at this moment while I'm talking to you doesn't mean I have a position on. I have no gold position on whatsoever. But I have to look at every chart as if you're trading it. And how would I trade gold right here, right now? I would have to look to the long side because of the risk to reward. Where would my stop be if I'm shorting this? Where would my stop be? I guess 1951 or 1963. That's where my stop would be. Well, long, it's at 1940 or I'm wrong. 1940 is it. So I'm closer to support than resistance. And so therefore, and I'm at the weekly 50 and 200 MA, it favors the risk to reward favors the bulls. Market bulls are bouncing nicely now. I'm not mad at all about that stop out. Jomo. Okay. Let's see if this holds on the dollar. This megaphone holds, that would be good for gold bulls. Oil, I am not, so let me clarify. A lot of times I'm speaking to you on shorter term time frames. On longer term time frames, I am bullish oil. This is the best chart out there for me on the weekly chart that I've seen. It's the best chart out there. However, up here at this trend line resistance, it's not my favorite. Right here, right now. I don't like it. Does that mean I'm going to step in and short this crap? Heck no. I mean, every pullback just keeps getting bought. Sorry, I was just seeing, this looks like a Head and Shoulders. We saw it yesterday. And I'm seeing it again. We'll see. I don't, oil's in no man's land for me right here, right now. If you have a long from last week when I was super bullish, then I'd just keep holding on to it until it breaks 4-hour support. $82 would be my line in the sand for a long right now if you're holding it from last week. Nat Gas, man, what a frustrating name. It broke that $3 and gave a lot of it back. How much is a lot? Almost 50%, not quite. We're inside yesterday's range. They had inventory yesterday. It looks more bearish than bullish right here. Apple. Yep, Maddie Mo. I like ANET. Maddie Mo, is that our Maddie that used to be in TCG? Apple, as long as it's holding 176.77, I am bullish Apple down here because you're at support. Again, I keep thinking in probability, so let me tell you what I mean. We're looking for a monthly high or low on Apple. Daily is oversold. Now, this is not a textbook daily oversold area looking for the monthly high or low because it's oversold for a news reason, earnings. So it can get a lot more extended than we think. So with Apple, if I had to do any buying or selling in this area, I would be a buyer by 177.36. This is not right. 177.60. The low of yesterday was 177.36. Always question your trading view levels. Y'all see where I'm shaking my mouse here? 177.60. The low of yesterday was 177.36. So always question trading view. It's not the gospel. And then 176.77. I think odds as far as risk to reward, there's more reward down here for bulls than there is for bears. There's not a lot of meat left on the bone. However, if it breaks 176.77, oh, the dividend. That's the problem. Sorry. I didn't realize. That's why trading view looks different because we're adjusting for dividend. That's why none of these numbers make sense. Okay, I'm going to take that off because that's driving me nuts. That's not right because it was 177 was the low. Yeah. Okay, 177 is still your low on Apple. And I would not adjust for dividend. That's me. So we're down artificially 24 cents. And I did not, let me comment on that. Because that really threw me off for a second. Tesla's dropping very fast. It is. 240 is the level. The weekly higher low, 240.70. And I would say as long as it holds 240, you're putting in a weekly higher low. So I like Tesla against 240. Otherwise, you're looking bearish on bounces. Okay, oh, skip Amazon. Amazon potential daily bull flag would treat it like a daily inside bar. And the reason I say treat it, because you did break by 9 cents. That is not a bull break. So I would just treat this inside bar, this bar as an inside bar on Amazon. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description on YouTube to get a copy of what all this stuff is on my charts. So Amazon could still be a daily bull flag, and I would just play the break up or down. I'd prefer up because of the overall structure of the chart is looking for a daily bull flag. Nvidia, weekly higher low anticipated. 4 hour is oversold. It has some falling wedge behavior. It's breaking the low of yesterday. And ES is breaking the low of the reaction. Bears are really taking over here. 416.49 is your next support on Nvidia. So a lot of my bull thesis that I had going into today, I haven't acted upon it except for once with the ES and I lost $5. Otherwise, it's telling me to look more bearish and the reaction is saying so. Tesla's all about 240.70. This chart, I would look for a back burner. This had a wonderful recovery. This chart, yeah, I'll stop with the corny jokes. But I would look for a 15-minute oversold during regular trading hours back burner on DIS. F is the best F in chart out there. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, I adjusted for dividends. It messed up this chart. Okay. Let me put the dividends back on there. So Ford had a beautiful tightening range, very similar to CRM, if y'all remember that chart. We are re-entering that range. We're looking for a monthly higher low and dailies oversold. Let me say that again. We're looking for a monthly higher low and dailies oversold. I don't like to start swings on Friday, so I will probably pass on this today, but I'm putting it on your radar for next week. We could be looking for a potential higher low on the monthly for Ford. We're at the weekly 50 MA. We're looking for a weekly higher low with daily oversold. The odds favor the bulls in this area and location. I put on, Tim, I would say I put on half my normal risk. If it's a trend line support and I'm not actually using a level, a support like 44.70, I'm just looking to bottom fish the reaction low, then I'm going to put on a much smaller size. And that's funny, in my notes, I have notes today to talk to y'all about sizing up when you have a grade setup. So our setups, if we were to break down our setups A, B, C, D, when you have an A setup, and what's an example of an A setup? That would be Baba yesterday with the gap. That was just a perfect ideal setup where my risk was so clearly defined. That is what I would consider an A setup. And to level up in your trading, you have to recognize when you have a stellar high conviction setup, and then you seize those opportunities by sizing up. And that has to be done very gingerly, cautiously, but you have to do it in order to level up your trading. And it's one of the harder things to do. 1 second. Lost my chat. All right. Rob H, I wouldn't say that Queen of the Mountain is always a setup. I would say Queen of the Mountain is a B setup, and I try to draw attention when it's beyond a B setup and it's an A setup. I try to point that out to you. What do I watch for when you're in the SPX Iron Condor? I watch market internals, ADR, and I'm constantly looking at all the sectors. This is probably my most important chart. I'm looking at the top 6 weighted sectors. That is XLK, XLV, XLY, XLF, XLC, XLI. And then I look at Apple and semiconductors, and that's just personal preference. That's top 6 spider sectors. And I look at Apple and semiconductors, and then I always have market internals up. I'm looking at tick and ADD. That's what I put the most weight on in bold. And they're telling me whether the market is going, if this Boeing's going, or is it gap and crap or whatever. It tells me how much I can trust the trend, and or am I looking for chop? And that's what I look for in my Iron Condors. So I posted an options talk. Where is that? Here. The average true range is increasing on SPY and SPX. I posted this Wednesday at 2:25 p.m. This will make for a more difficult environment to sell premium, especially on caution days like tomorrow, meaning CPI yesterday and PPI today. July was a great month to sell premium. And then I pointed out that the ATR is increasing. So average true range, you see how it bottomed out the month of July. So my first month to put on this strategy was a great month to put it on, but now times are changing and I have to change. So if you're not a member of TCG, you probably didn't see that. Okay. Lily had a great earnings reaction. We have double daily inside bars. I would look to play this break only to the long side. If it doesn't break to the long side, I would avoid it completely because this is a bullish chart. PLTR. What? PLTR, bottom fish against $15. Psych, low risk, high reward, yet high probability of getting stopped out. So we're looking for a weekly high or low. And we have $15 in play. If I go on a lower time frame, you'll be able to see it. You see 1502, 1502, 1510, 1525. PLTR likes to respect these round psychological numbers. So I think PLTR, if it approaches $15, that is a bottom fish for me. And I stop out quickly if it drops below $14.98. Man, I didn't realize I had so many long setups. Ugh, that's going to make for a tough day. If the names I'm watching are all bullish setups, yet the market's not cooperating. Okay, so PayPal keeps getting destroyed on earnings. We have support right here of 61.83. Here, 61.83. And you see how we're getting these lower lows without a ton of follow through? It's doing falling wedge type behavior. So I would look for a potential long on PayPal against 61.83. Below 61.75, I'm wrong. So thanks for your question about Queen of the Mountain setups. Are they A? So I would say none of my setups are an A setup today where I would increase size because I'm so convicted, because the market is not in tandem with the setups. If the market were in tandem with the setups, I would say PayPal is actually the better setup of these 5. And then DIS 15-minute back burner, you're waiting for oversold conditions. So I would say PayPal and DIS are better setups of my 5, but none of them are stellar today. I think we just have a very tough market situation right now while we're at these megaphone trendline supports and price is not responding. Let me say that again and I'll end it there. Yeah, hit the like button. We are at these trendline supports, and remember we have 1 hour left in this candle. So if this is 2-hour candle, we only have 1 hour that's transpired so far, and I'm looking to see if this trend line could possibly hold. And if it doesn't, we're looking down at 44.50 and then 44.39. So we're looking down at 44.50. I'm just using that for psychological round numbers, and then 44.39. All right, I think that's it for me. I'm going to wrap it up. All right. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Give me a follow on Twitter at CharkAlLori, and TCGers, I'll see you in the room. Use stop losses.